You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Well, hello, Shai, and welcome to Moments with Shai Will. And today I have a guest with me, Loreal Bell, urban planner for Broward County and also CE owner of Bikini Vegan. Well, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Shai. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on?
Nothing, just living life.
Okay, all right. So tell me, how did you get involved with the urban planning as far as in Broward County?
So before I was an urban regional planner, I actually did architecture. And I'm very a people person. So when you're entry level, you just stay behind computers. You don't get to meet the, customers, whoever you're working for. And that was kind of boring for me. So I was like, you know what else is to do that I can actually talk to people? And then when I went back to college, they was like, oh, there's urban regional planning. So I was like, well, let me try it out. And I ended up loving it.
Wow. Yes. So like, what is it like working with everyone around you? Is it male dominated? Is there some women there, of course?
Well, the field is mostly male dominated, and it is
like always with everything
Yes.
TV too.
It is coming in that more women are entering the field, which is amazing. So yeah, so love it.
I like that. I like that. So what are the qualifications to be an urban regional planner?
So you do have to get a degree. You get your bachelor's in either urban regional planning or urban design, or you get a bachelor in science and architecture. Another one is political science.
Okay. So I know that you mentioned in your bio that your dad owned a construction company. So what was that like growing up as a child?
It was actually amazing because like even when I was 6 and 5, I used to always go to his job, especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
And the summer I was there the whole summer. So he taught me how to like not only like build, like I have put up sheetrock, lift up doors, toilets, 60
Not
pounds.
the toilets.
Work with concrete. Yes, one time my dad went on vacation and someone had to do it. So I had to make sure I wake up like 4:30 in the morning, be at the job site at 5, no later than 5:30, make sure all the materials and stuff is there.
Yeah.
So I know not only the process of getting a permit, but know how to design it and to make sure how to build it.
That's
so
very true.
That's always a plus.
Okay, so let's say when you have a job to do and you have to go on site, does anyone ever give you a hard time about these permits?
Absolutely. A lot of times they think I'm a male who failed a permit because I always put L Bell. When I fail permit, it's not my full name.
Wait, say that again?
I put L Bell. So it's never my full name. It's always just my last name and my first initial.
Okay, so they think
yeah,
it's
they always go
Leon
like,
Bell.
can I speak to Mr. Bell? I'm like speaking. They go, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was like, it's okay.
But like, has it ever been where someone is like, oh, well, this is how I want it, this is how we're going to do it?
They like to tell you how to read the code, and I'm very polite, and I tell them, oh, I understand that's how you're, understanding it, but this is the rules and regulations.
Yes.
You can do what you want to do, but it's not going to be approved. And that's the nicest way.
Okay.
So,
So she's definitely someone to know everyone, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So, in your words, how does the urban regional planner help the community?
Well, actually, Urban Regional Planner really helped the community a lot. So within our department, we're the main ones who kind of rewrite the code or set the rules and regulations within the city. It is approved by commission, or some people call it council, depending on the city or county you belong to. But we basically kind of rewrite the code. We also have consultants. It also gets reviewed by, upper city manager's office. Each zone is very different. You have commercial, industrial, residential. There's different types of level of residential. So single family, multifamily, so it really helps community because it basically tells you what can go where. Definitely with the new urban planning or planning the city, they mostly put more business and commercial away from residential. There's always like a blocker, Either it goes from like commercial, multifamily, and then single family. They kind of soften, because no one wants to live in a single family home and you live right next to business.
Yeah,
noise,
that's just like the
traffic.
people down. That's like the people in Wynwood or South Beach.
Exactly.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, see, that's more of an urban environment than a more suburban environment. So there are different like levels in area, different names.
Right.
So that's like more of a walkability. That's a new thing these days that everyone is trying to be more walkable. Like like New York City, like New Jersey. You need a car you can walk. But Florida is slowly getting into it. Definitely Miami is more.
You know what? You're definitely right about that. Because
Yes.
sometimes now when I drive through Wynwood, I don't even recognize the area.
Yeah. The zone was rezoned and changed. I don't work in that city, but it definitely was
Yes.
rezoned, you know, doing a little background. That's another thing in our department. We always look at other cities, what they're doing, and see how it works out before we decide to, like, wait a minute, do we want to do that or not?
Right, right. And then so like while you were studying in college, was it something that you always wanted to do?
So what I always wanted to do was either architecture or engineer. I knew that at a young age. And also I wanted to be a lawyer, but I don't want to be
I can
famous
definitely
because
see
do a
you as
like
a lawyer.
I know I do like the art. But I
You're a
don't,
little feisty.
I was like, I don't want to be a famous lawyer. They always do murder things, and I don't want to see dead bodies or whatever. But I did architecture and I loved it. I didn't do engineering because my older sister's an engineer, and I didn't want to copy her footsteps. So I kind of wanted my own thing. So I did
Yeah.
architecture, and I loved it. But in the real world, it's not like how you do in college.
Yeah.
In college, it's like, oh, build a house, do what you want. In the real world, is what the customer wants.
Yeah,
It's not.
that's
You'll learn
true.
like this style, go with this style. All that gets thrown out the window in the real world. They should tell people that.
That is so true. So I mean, of course, so would you see yourself doing anything else? Or
Let's
do you
see.
see yourself?
Doing anything else? I think my next thing I want to do is more of a traffic planner, which
Mm.
or like more engineer where we're dealing with like bridges and stuff. But
Yes.
that takes a lot of calculus, so I think I'm good. I
Oh,
went to
no,
Cal
girl.
1 and I was done.
That's no way. So are you gonna further your education?
No, I think I'm good right now. You could
Yeah.
just like, as long as I've been in my field is very similar, you can get your license in other fields as well. You just got to study for the test.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get
No, I don't
a
have to go back.
master's or
Yeah.
anything.
I don't have to go back to college, thank God. And there's nothing wrong with college, but I feel like I'm at an age that I just
How
can't.
did you do in college?
I did good actually. I had like a 3.5 GPA.
Hey.
I was just a nerd in college. I just focused, like, there's no student union. I went straight to class, straight back. Like, architecture classes were like 4 hours studio classes.
What?
So, yeah, so social, like, mingling and socializing during school year was a no. You got me in the beginning of the year and the end of the year. In between, you couldn't find me, unless it was homecoming.
Yes. Oh my goodness. How did you survive? Was it because this is something you wanted to do, or was it more like because my parents want me to do this?
Well, my parents didn't want me to go to college.
Of
And then I'm
course.
the third child, so like it's like the first kid went, second kid went, it's like mandatory to go.
Yeah.
I just had to pick a career that or at least a study that I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, when I was in high school, it doesn't prepare you for college, because college is almost like the real world. They give you a syllabus, and you got to remember what it's due.
everything,
Exactly.
and I can definitely relate. And let me
Yes.
tell you, I have to read those syllabus all the time for
Exactly.
each class, because just the moment, blinking, you'll forget something or
Correct.
you won't see it. It just,
Well, now it's easy because now your phones has calendars and stuff. I went to college in the early 2000s. That it was a
Yes.
flip phone. You didn't do
flip
it.
phone, my goodness. I still actually have mine. I've kept them. So yes, Sharks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
That I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Well, welcome back, Sharks. That's right. This is Moments with Shai Will. And of course, I've been speaking to Loreal Bell. Yes. And now we're going to talk about bikini vegan. Okay. Now, I want to know what inspired you to become a vegan.
Oh my gosh, so this all started.
Or did something happen?
Well, no, nothing happened. So I have like a lot of hidden talents. So my sister owns a salon, and she opened a nail salon part. So I actually went to nail school for like 2 months, just 2 months to get your nail license. In there, I met this one girl who was a vegan, and I was intrigued. I was like, well, how you not eat meat? What people ask me now, and I was just like, you know what, I have to try it. So this was like in 2011, and I told myself in 2012, January 1st, I'm gonna turn vegan. At that time, I lived in like North Florida, and then I went back home to Jersey. And I was like, okay, day 1 down. After like 1 week, my dad thought it was a joke of me being a vegan. I had to prove him wrong. I was only supposed to do it for 3 months, and I ended up loving it. And that's how it started.
Wait, just that quick. So what were you eating exactly?
So at the beginning in 2011, the only thing out there that was vegan was soy milk. So let's start there. There was no almond milk. There was no oat milk. There was no whatever other milks that's out there. There was only soy milk.
Girl, they got milk for everything now.
Literally the first month, all I ate was rice and beans and vegetables. And I lost like so much weight because I was like, okay, well, and then I ate like, fruits. So I was like, okay, we got to think about this. So I was like, let me try tofu. Disgusting, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to do it. Like I was like marinating it like you would marinate chicken. I was like, hey, let me just take tofu, chop it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, cooked it, disgusting. So YouTube at the time wasn't that popular. So I was like, let me see how to make YouTube, but it was in Japanese. And I'm like, well, I don't need to, read the captions like some were in English, but I'm like, all I need to see is what they're doing. And I realized that you season the oil and it absorbs the tofu. And then ever since then I was like,
oh, season the oil, then it absorbs.
It absorbs the tofu. Then I was like, get out. And then I've been going from there. And I was like, okay. So then like by a year later, I was like, okay, well, I've been vegan. Let me see if I want to go back on my birthday and eat the lobster, right? So I have one of his best friends in Jersey. He goes, you can't go back.
Wait, hold on. How long was it from the last time you ate it at that moment when you decided to go back to lobster?
I actually didn't eat the lobster. The story is like this. I told my friend.
So how long were you vegan then?
It was a year.
Oh,
so it was a year, like a couple months. And my friend's like, you can't come back now. You already made a year. I was like, you know what? You're right. So I was like, okay.
Just that easy? You said that's all right?
How it works for me, if I'm determined to do something, it doesn't take a switch to just shut it off. Like, it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
So ever since then, and so when I turned vegan, I had to make everything myself. I had to make my own bean burger. There was no Beyond or Impossible Burger. I had to make literally everything myself.
Yes.
Because it wasn't that much, other than like pasta noodles and sauce, that was vegan. But going to the restaurant, it was salad. And I was like, you know what, we're not going to do this. We're going to eat before we go out because I'm just not.
And it had to be Italian dressing, of course.
Exactly. But a lot of times, like in New Jersey, we mostly do olive oil and vinegar and then salt and pepper. So the dressing wasn't an issue. It was everything else. And then like growing up, like eating salad was like iceberg lettuce. That was acceptable. Me being vegan, I'm like, this is nasty. There's no flavor in this. This lettuce is not even green. It's white.
It's white. Yeah. And some of it's not even real.
That part too, but it's not even no nutrition in it. So then that's why I was like, okay, let me start, thinking about. And before I turned vegan, I used to hate onions, garlic. My mom had to buy a small chopper. I love it now, but I never used like zucchini. So actually, by me turning vegan, it like opened my eyes of other like fruit and vegetables I never wanted to try. So now it's been 11 years.
11 years. You hear that? Man, I can't imagine not having my bacon. I'm sorry. I love it. I know for you, you're like,
I never liked bacon. Not to be funny.
I do.
Oh my God, no. It's just like,
and I like cream cheese and stuff like that. I don't care for ice cream, but the cream cheese, So I don't drink milk, but I know dairy.
I was
a
picky eater.
Okay.
When I ate meat, I was very picky. I was very plain. Just give me a hot dog with ketchup, a burger with ketchup. Don't put mustard and onion. It was a reason why I went vegan. I was meant to be vegan because I was a plain meat eater. Like, don't do all those concoctions. I don't want it.
I hear you. So tell me a little bit about Bikini Vegan.
So it started actually in 2013 when I moved to South Florida. So 2013 is when I actually moved down to South Florida, and I turned to Florida Atlantic University.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? That's when vegan was become more popular.
Right.
And then I actually went to a vegan event. I'm like, oh my God, this person just turned vegan within a year. That time I think I was already vegan for 4 to 5 years, and I didn't have like an Instagram name. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, I have an Instagram, but it was a private Instagram. So I was like, I need to create a name. So when I first moved to South Florida, I used to go to like the beaches every weekend. I made it my habit to go to the beach. And then so I was like, I'm always in a bikini. So then I was like, why not name myself the Bikini Vegan? And then when I went on Instagram, it was available, and that's how it all started.
I hope you trademark it and everything.
It is.
Hey, ring, 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 smart lady.
Yes.
That's definitely. You know what? I've got, and I don't knock it. I've had vegan food.
Yes.
And I've had really good vegan food, and I've had vegan food that wasn't so great.
Yes, I have.
And I'm to a start. I don't think I'm going to become vegan, but I can. I respect it and I appreciate because it does remind you to eat healthy.
Yes.
And it's all about how much you consume.
That is true.
I truly believe. And I do have my meatless Mondays. Or or sometimes I have my meals with no meat. And and my sister's like, what's wrong with it? I was like, girl, come on, it's not that serious. Like,
correct.
If you know how to season, trust me, everything can
it's
taste
all
like
about
meat.
Seasoning. Yeah. It's all about seasoning.
I know. Don't play with me. I'll make that bok choy taste so good
Yeah.
you wouldn't even know you're eating bok choy. It's become one of my favorite vegetables to eat too lately. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we got to leave the broccoli alone. Or broccolini,
Yeah.
you know.
Every time I turn around, there's something wrong with fruit and vegetables these days. I'm like, oh my God, I'm already vegan. Stop trying to stop my happiness.
Right. That's just like a lot of things don't even have seeds anymore.
A watermelon, that's why I stopped eating watermelon. It makes no sense. And I can't find a watermelon with seeds. If anyone knows where they're at, I need to find
Okay, let me ask you a question and be brief with this. To someone who wants to become vegan, what advice could you give them?
Let's see. If you want to become vegan, I would say start baby steps. At least you know how you do meatless Mondays. Start once a week.
Is that shade?
No, it's
I'm
not
just
shit at
messing
all.
with
But
you.
it's like easy now these days to be a vegan. You can go to the store, pick
You
out
find
vegan
a lot
meat,
of things.
and then cook it. So you have vegan chicken, ham. They have vegan everything. So I feel like now these days it's a little easy. I do baby steps.
And it's funny how they name all your dishes after meats too.
It's because it's easier, right?
is
So if
that-
you want to know, like for example, if you're eating something like eggplant parmesan, people are like, well, what it tastes like? Or let me say, like some people eat snake or alligator. They said it tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken.
Correct. So when you eat vegan meat, they go like, what does it taste like? It tastes like chicken because that's the way you season it. And what it tastes like ham because that's the way you season it. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I made my own vegan meat. What it tastes like? Especially if that's the first question. What it tastes like?
Well, you know what? I guess so, you guys. You know, most definitely, take your time, take your steps. It's all up to you. You know?
Yes. Baby steps. It's easier now, I would say. There's a lot of restaurants, grocery stores.
Yes.
I always say start with a burger because who doesn't love burgers and fries?
I know. I hear you. So, yes, definitely, Sharks will be right
You
back.
got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Yes, Sharks, I'm glad you're still here with us. Moments with Shai, and of course, I've been speaking to Loreal Bell. That sounds so pretty.
Thank you. I am not from the South.
Dang. Yes, so listen, let's have a little fun. It's time for self-reflection. Okay, so I want to ask you, has a stranger ever changed your life for you in any positive way?
A stranger? Well, not that I know of, because
Giving
quite
you
honestly,
advice or helped you with something along the way?
I feel like I've been sheltered my life, so I don't really talk to that many strangers if I don't know them, to be quite frank. But I have looked up to my sister, my sister and my dad, and make sure I follow the right path in life.
That's good. I like that. And you have, sister, I'm telling you, you're doing it.
Thank
so
you.
what is something you wouldn't change about yourself?
My personality. And being very, determined to do something. Like, don't let anything hold you back in life.
Right.
If you feel like you want to do something, you don't know until you try it and fail. And if you fail, keep on going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So has there been any obstacles that you've overcome recently?
Well, not recently. Definitely getting first into the urban regional planning field was a little, difficult because it's very different than being an architect, So in architect, you you just on a screen, on a computer. And then I love talking to people, but at first it gets a little nerve-wracking because people have a lot of questions and you gotta know the answer. So you always like, and then when you answer the question, you gotta make sure you answer it with the answer. Not like, well, because sometimes you can answer a question form and like, is that the answer? So yeah.
Okay. So what can you tell the Sharks here? far as advice when it
Let's
comes
see.
to something that you wouldn't change about yourself? Because I like what you said. Personality is very important.
It is.
Personality is not something that's given to you.
No,
either,
you kind of got to work up to it. Because I was very
Exactly.
shy when I was a little kid, surprisingly. But then the older I get, I'm looking like a closed mouth don't get fed. You know that saying?
Yes,
so you
I
gotta,
do.
Yeah, you got to open your mouth and you got to reach out what you want. You know, never stop giving up. Even if you you fail a class, you got to keep on going.
That's right.
Like everyone has a trial and stipulations in life. And so you just got to pick what you want to do and don't give up. Even if you don't succeed in one thing, you can succeed in another thing.
So what is that one thing you can say other than don't give up? Like, is there any tactics far as be on time, study, make a group study with people in your class, or what else can you give far as?
Well, I think these days is a little bit easier. Not to say it's easier going to school, but there's YouTube channels and other learning extra curriculum that you can do instead of just going to class. So try to research, or even these days you can when I was in urban regional planning, I actually went out for an internship. I worked for a city for free. Seriously, now they pay interns, but I actually
and
went
some
out.
people won't even do it for free anymore.
Correct, but sometimes you got to have that experience to get it. And then once you get that experience, from there you realize, do I really like this field or not like this field? You got to sometimes put your foot in it. And what good thing about even the college I went to, you had to have an internship anyway in order to graduate. A lot of colleges don't do that. But I always say just go out, go to a location, call a business, sometimes go in person, give them your resume and try it out. Therefore, you have the experience while going to college. And if you know in the real world, how's it going to be? And instead of you getting a whole degree and realize, oh my God, I don't love it.
Ooh, and I've come across some people that's done that. And then guess what? They're back in school.
Yeah, or sometimes their degree, a lot of people now, especially now these days, they're doing a whole nother thing and still making money. So sometimes by doing one thing, you kind of create yourself to another universe, do something that you never knew you liked. Yeah.
More like a TikTok dancer now.
I know I'll be trying it with my niece and nephew, man. But it's I have to learn accounts, 1, 2. I
Right,
don't
you
got
did
time for
tell
that.
me about one of your videos that went viral.
Oh, yes, but it wasn't from a TikTok thing. It was going overseas into another country. It went viral on Instagram. But, I don't know how you get paid for that because I surely didn't get into that.
I think TikTok is the one that, I think all of them pay, but I think the high hitters is TikTok.
It's TikTok.
It's TikTok. And I'm I
still have to learn how to work it. I refuse to ask my young niece and nephew.
Oh, they'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, but I don't want to because I feel like that old generation when my parents were learning how to work stuff. They're Lorrainia, teach me. I'm I just don't want to be that person. I'll figure it out myself.
Yeah, they're I'm going to be a TikTok dancer and I'm going to make money, or I'm going to be, a YouTuber.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I always said, at work, I always make fun. I'm when I get older, our president's going to be how you get your money? You're a TikToker. It's they were going to freak out.
are they, I guess there is tax on that too, because they do send you a paycheck. So I guess, I'm sure. Yeah.
I'm positive.
They're not paying you cash.
Oh, it's true. That's true.
But the thing is that, how do you live? So are you living from paycheck to paycheck, depending on how much it is, too? So what do you do? You're
That's true.
a
And
real
I think you get paid at the end of the month, I think, with TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I've never gotten into it. Once in a while, once a month, I upload a video. I'm I need to do it at least once a week. Baby steps.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Steps.
So people can see you. If you're consistent, people
Exactly.
see. They're oh, man, I want to see her again. What else is she going to do next?
Exactly. I have to remember Instagram, TikTok. There's so many apps going on here.
I know. I'm lost with all of it.
That's why I put it on my phone. I have a timer on my calendar to make sure I upload on Instagram or TikTok or any of that. But yeah.
So tell me, do you have any advice to share with our fellow audience, the Sharks?
Well, Sharks, listen, anything you believe in, you can achieve. It all starts in here. Even if you don't have people to back you up, there's so much things out here. A mentor, every college mostly has a mentor program. Go find one, or even into the field, be an intern, even if they don't pay you, like me. But you got to start somewhere, and that's...
I agree with you, because if it's something that you love...
Correct, you're passionate about.
Yes, you're going to do it, you're going to be there, you're going to show out and
Absolutely.
show up.
It goes with both
and
situations.
Right, and it looks good on your resume. You start to build that character.
Absolutely.
Of what, whichever career you've chosen. And
Exactly.
I totally agree. You don't give up. Go to the labs. I go to the labs. I'm telling
Exactly.
you, I have no shame in it whatsoever.
Absolutely. It's not going to take you a 9 to 5. You have to put in effort.
Yes.
On the weekends, during, after hours, you have to put more hours. It's not an 8-hour or 10-hour job. it's
Right.
a forever job in order to accomplish stuff.
Right.
I always say you can sleep when you're dead.
Y'all heard that. But definitely, you know, so thank you so much for being
Thanks for
here. This was fun, of course.
Yes.
Loreal Bell, I like that.
Thank
You need to
you.
put that on a shirt or something.
I know, start selling it.
That's a great way of trademarking yourself. And of course, Sharks, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Moments with Shai Will, and I will see you again. Thank you.